Today we will be discussing what an antivillain is, along with what types of antivillains they are. But first, let's start with a couple of other definitions. An antihero is a central character in a story, movie, or drama who lacks the conventional heroic attributes. A famous example of this in modern cinema is Captain Jack Sparrow of the Pirates of the Caribbean series. While Captain Jack Sparrow is seen as the main protagonist of his series, he is not the good guy, and is in it only to get back his famous ship, the Black Pearl.
I would define Jack Sparrow. These are typically based on him, and he's the protagonist. Therefore, I would say that he's overall more of the good guy.
Okay. I would say he's not even the main character of his own movies. He's kind of just like that sad drunk that everyone thinks he's popular, but he's not really that popular.
But you have heard of me.
Next is the villain, a cruelly malicious person who is involved in or devoted to wickedness or crime, or a character in a play, novel, or the like who constitutes an important evil agency in the plot.
I would say a villain is someone who believes or thinks he's doing something that's right in his eyes or for a good cause to him, but not to everybody else apparently.
Our example is the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz. She is in it only to get the shoes of Dorothy, which she believes will grant her power over all of Oz.
An anti-villain, I would say, is someone who is evil. However, they're not totally in favor for good. Like I guess they're more normal, but have a little bit. They're a little bit more lenient towards the good side. I guess you could say.
I would say they're like Deadpool.
Now is the anti-villain. But what is an anti-villain? According to GameSpot, an anti-villain is a villain that's different from the typical villain and does things that could be considered good. And according to the right practice, there are 4 different types of anti-villains. The noble anti-villain, according to the right practice, knows that he's the bad guy and decides to be evil, although they do have an honor code and refuse to break it. Our example is Jules from Pulp Fiction. Jules is a sarcastic hitman. However, after a near-death experience, he begins to question his life, and we see him start to change his life for the better after being held up at a robbery during this scene.
And I am the tyranny of evil men. But I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd.
Next is the pity anti-villain. According to the right practice, this character makes you feel sorry for them and you realize that they're a victim of circumstances, not by choice. Our example is Anakin Skywalker from the Star Wars franchise. Through the prequel series, we see his evolution from young Jedi Knight to his forbidden romance with Padme to the devastating death of his mother. We see him betray the Republic and join Palpatine in the dark side in an attempt to save his loved ones, all ending with him turning into Darth Vader.
I'm gonna go with Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader, is the only person I've seen who was able to convert to the dark side and back to being a Jedi. His life left, but that means that in his heart he was in all the hero.
Next is the well-intentioned anti-villain. This character has their heart in the right place, but they go about the wrong way, often using ruthless and morally questionable actions. Our example is Russell Crowe's Javert from Les Miserables.
To death. We're starving.
You'll starve again unless you learn the meaning of the law.
Oh, the meaning of those 19 years. Slave of the law.
5 years for what you did. The rest because you tried to run.
This scene is used to show Javert's passion about justice and just how far and how strict he is with the law. In an interview with Celebs.com, Russell Crowe said,
For me, Javert is so much more complex than what the musical on stage allows him to be. So yes, he has the pursuit of Jean Valjean, but it's coming face to face with his own cowardice
Finally, number 4, the villain in name only. This character isn't really evil. They just have other reasons for fighting as the protagonist. In other stances, they might even be the hero. Our example is none other than Magneto, aka Eric Lancer from the X-Men franchise. Magneto acts as a perfect foil to Charles Xavier. In the pursuit of mutants' rights, he goes for a more violent approach as opposed to Charles Xavier's pacifist approach. However, this does cause many mutants to two once allies in how they want to go about mutant rights.
Do you think Magneto in this film is a good guy or a bad guy?
Well, I think that's irrelevant. I think it's perfect what you just said. I want the audience to go away asking questions and answering their own questions. It's not interesting for me to have a very sort of black and white situation where this is your hero and this is your villain. That just leads to a one-dimensional, two-dimensional character. I much prefer the complexity that is available in the sort of Eric character in this film. And the fact, that a lot of what he says makes sense, and the arguments that he has with Charles come to fruition. So it is that I want the audience to have that debate. That's what I find interesting as an audience member and also as an actor.
So as you see, the world is not all black and white. And in a quote by Ted Bundy, one of the most notorious criminals of all time, he says, "Society wants to believe it can identify evil people, or better, harmful people, but it's not practical. There are no stereotypes." And it's true. Look around the room. Can you tell me who's the psycho, who's the sane, who's the hero, and who's the villain?